Hi Leo, welcome to Yellow Cardinal Tarot with me. My name is Carol. And Leo, this is going to be a general reading for October 2024. And in today's reading, we are going to be doing a reading called Healing Yourself. And this particular reading is really influenced by a woman by the name of Ina Segal. And I was introduced to this woman, not in person, but in 2020, I had a series of energy healing done by an Australian woman, and it was distance healing. I'm from Canada, so it was probably the most powerful energy healing I've ever had, and I've had a lot of energy healing in my own healing journey. And at the time, this woman would, my energy healer would be clearing my chakras, and she would be reading from this book of, it was a really intuitive book that had everything to do with your body and what your body is saying to you in, different parts of your body or whatever was going on with your body, any ailments or diseases or anything that she saw. She would read from it because it had a lot to do with your childhood and had a lot to do with your emotions that are blocked and that are sitting in sometimes, maybe these organs or whatever it was that she saw in my energy field. And so I purchased the book that she was because I asked her, I said, what is this book? And so it was called The Secret Language of Your Body. And as you can see, I've used it a lot. It actually sits out on my table, the living table, and I'm always referring to it when something comes up. And for example, I have this sore right here it's a blister actually that's healing in the palm of my hand, and I've had this, it's a recurring blister that comes up. It's itchy, and so I'll look up hand, and I'll look up palm, and I'll look at blister. Those three things are in her book. And I'll kind of put that together to kind of figure out, okay, what's my body trying to tell me? Because anything that happens with your physical body, anything, a rash, a cold, a flu, a disease, something that's going on, will be sometimes, most of the time will be like your body's speaking to you. And so I was interested with that book. I mean, I always pay attention to that book and look at it. And then I realized that, she put out a deck of healing cards, Healing Yourself reading cards, and just recently. And so I thought, I have to purchase those, those would be great for my channel. So I put a reading together that's going to focus on, I'm going to pick one of these cards for you. And that's going to be your theme for this month. And so far it's been working out great with all my readings. And then I'm going to look at, what situation, problem, pattern are you dealing with right now that is, related to this theme. And then I'm going to look at your shadow, because there's something that's coming up for healing for you. And that is actually what is impacting the most or driving this situation that you're sitting in. And so if you're not familiar with the term shadow work, because that's what we do in part 2, I'm going to leave you a really good video that I put together myself. And it's called My Powerful 4-Step Guide to Healing. It's all about facing your own shadow and how to do it, and how I've done it in the past 7.5 years of my own intensive healing journey as I work through my trauma with my own life coach. And then I'm going to give you some advice from the tarot finally as to, how you can begin to heal this, because this is a process. It's not something that, happens like this. And then I'll recommend some specific videos for you, again, from my other channel, Carol Cares. And yeah, so also I'd like to let you know that there are personal video readings that I do for you if you like. They're available, and the link for that will be in my description box and my comments section below. If you want to go onto my website, it'll take you there, and you can look up the readings that I have for you on offer. So let's begin your reading, Leo. Oh, and I'm going to be using the Tarot Grand Luxe. I'll be clarifying with the Tarot of the Abyss. And I'm going to pull a spirit animal card for you, my favorite spirit animal cards. And I'll do that at the end. So let's pull right now a card for Leo for the theme of, for the month of October. So what's Leo dealing with here for the month of October 2024? One card, please, for Leo. I always love to see what's going to show up for you, Leo. And here it is. It made its way out. Okay, so we are dealing with number 4, which is called, let me get my little cheat sheet here, and I'll read you what she wrote, what Ina wrote about this. So this is called your sexuality. So what does it have to say about this? Sexuality is a natural part of life. Embrace and enjoy your intimate, sensual, passionate nature. Take time to explore your sexuality. How do you feel about yourself? Do you feel sexy, attractive, and happy with your body? Or are you judging yourself harshly? You need to let go of any old feelings of hurt, shame, or guilt in relation to your sexuality. If you are in a relationship, you need to bring some romance back and spice things up. In order to make sex an incredibly fulfilling, seductive, exhilarating, and orgasmic experience, you need to let go of your defenses and fears of being intimate with your partner. Relinquish control and dive into unguarded, ecstatic, blissful passion. Be creative, communicate with your lover, and find new and exciting ways to thrill each other. Ooh, so let's see how this is going to come out to play. So I imagine it's going to be some area that has to do with how you feel about yourself, how you feel about your body, that needs to heal, to bring back that sexuality, because like I said, it's a natural part of your life. So let's turn to the Tarot Grand Lux, and I've pre-shuffled these cards. So I'm going to ask the tarot to give me one card for the situation, problem, or pattern you're dealing with right now in regards to the sexuality card. That's the theme. And so you have the 9 of Coins, the 9 of Pentacles as the main card here for the top row. Now for your shadow, let's take one card. Let's ask for one card for that. I think this one kind of came out first. So the Hangman, and you have the Devil in reverse to clarify that. And finally, some advice from the tarot. One card. It gives me 3. All right. So, oh, no, 4. This happened last time too, and I usually don't take this many. So, okay, I'm just going to take these. The High Priestess in reverse seems to want to spit all these out. The King of Swords in reverse. The Hermit card in reverse. And surprise, we have the Death card in reverse. So your whole bottom row is in reverse here. I'm going to keep this like this. I think it's going to tell me enough. And I'll see if I have to pull another card or not. I don't know. Maybe I'll see if I pull one clarifier. But 4 is enough there, I think, at the bottom. Okay, so let's clarify. Can you tell me some more about this 9 of Coins, please? 2 or 3 cards here for that. King of Wands. And you have the Star card in reverse. Probably go with one more card. There we go. The Page of Pentacles. And the Hangman and the Devil. Can I have some clarifiers for these two? I think this one did come first. Okay, I'm going to leave that. That's good. I might ask for one card here at the bottom. Just one clarifier, one final thing here. Something different wants to tell me. Oh, it might not. Yeah, there's too many here. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it. I like that it's all 4 square here, 16 cards here. 4 by 4. Oh, I saw this. This is number 4. And then we have a 4 by 4 square here. So very much the number 4. It's number 4 card. So 4 is, you know, that solid foundation, laying a solid foundation here. So, and you're talking about sexuality here. So I'm thinking here, you know, maybe there was something to do with the, I mean, obviously if we're talking about sexuality, we're trying to get back to feeling good about ourselves, feeling good about our body. And, you know, there has to be this solid foundation. So we're going to see here, like, what's in this foundation that probably needs to be looked at and healed. So, yeah, so I'm going to begin with the overriding energy of your reading, which is the Ace of Cups. And this card comes from your yearly 2024 reading that I did for you in January. I pulled out 12 cards for you, and they're in my description box if you're interested in them. And this particular card talks about, this was your October overriding energy. So the Ace of Cups is, all my aces are like a gift from the universe. It's like this new offer here. This whole reading is about this new offer for you to feel, because the cups are all about emotions. And so there's definitely, you know, the way that we heal is to feel. There's just no other way to heal. You have to feel it. You have to dig in, get it back in your body and start to feel some of these emotions. And so where are you sitting right now as far as what situation, problem, pattern that you're dealing with that's sort of in relation to the sexuality thing we have, and the Ace of Cups and feeling, and so you're into the 9 of Coins as a start off here for you. And the 9 of Coins is a cup, the 9 of Pentacles, and it's in reverse here. And it talks about this individual in an upright position. I like to, it's often called the abundance card, because it comes after 8, and 8 is like when you're sitting in a particular job that you love doing, you're in, or even like something you're very committed to in your life that you just love doing. And then, you know, with that comes, like, you're following your passion. And with that comes, you know, the sort of a promise of abundance coming in. But I like to look at this card as a card of, for me, the abundance. I mean, you can't recognize abundance in your life and good things in your life, I think, unless you're very much present to your situation. I don't, you know, how many of us go through life and can't remember, you know, what I had for breakfast yesterday, or even what I had for breakfast today, or we just go through life and it's like a routine, right? Where you just kind of go through the motions, but you're not really present, because this is in reverse here. And I think there's, like, I mean, in an upright position, this card is like someone that's very present to themselves and to their situation, and it just enjoys, like, takes time to be still and enjoy the simple things in life. And it's in reverse here. And so I'm seeing here that there's this need for you to become present, to become aware, to be, and we do that by, you know, being in our body and just becoming aware of our surroundings and learning how to ground ourselves. So I'll leave you with the grounding playlist at the end, just because this is all about healing our bodies. And so one of the main things that I've had to learn is how to get back into my body so that I can be present to me and present to other people. Because if you're not present to yourself, You're not going to be present to a partner if this is about sexuality, or even like in intimate relationships. And this doesn't even have to be an intimate partner, because I know that not all of you may, be in that situation. But it's just about bringing intimacy to all our relationships, and to being present to that other person that we're with, whether it's a friend, a colleague, just to be present. And it starts off with being present to ourselves. And so, and I can see here why there's this presence, what's going on here, because right behind it comes the King of Wands. And when a king shows up in my deck, thought there was another one. You just have the one here. Sword. Yeah, okay, so here's the King of Wands here. So this explains why you're not present. Because the king is our ego self. And our ego self will do everything to keep us up in our head. It doesn't want us to go into our body, because it's petrified. It's a very scared part. Most people live from their ego, thinking that's their part, that's their real self, their higher self, their true self. But what's happening is this ego will keep you up in your head and prevent you from going down into your body, to ground into your body. It'll prevent you from being present to yourself, because it doesn't want you. It's petrified of emotions. It thinks it's keeping you safe in your head, but it's not. It's really preventing you from feeling. And here's this Ace of Cups, that new offer of feeling, of really getting into your body and starting to feel what it is we need to heal here. And the Star card comes right after this King, and it's in reverse, but the Star card talks about healing. It comes after the Tower card in the deck. Whenever there's a major incident in our life, this Tower moment, well, we need to heal from it. And so this card talks about, there's some healing here. There's some reaching for the stars. There's hope in that star. And there's some real healing that needs to take place, that right now, if you're in your head, if your ego self has you stuck up here, you cannot heal from that place. You can't heal from that, because we heal from our body, being in our body, from our emotions. Because emotions are in our body. They're not in our head. And the Page of Pentacles comes up here. Well, there's healing to take place. And this is what needs to be healed. The pages in my deck, there's 4 of them. And this is a page. And the page is our inner child. And we have more than one inner child. I know mainstream psychology says we have one, but I've been on this intensive healing journey for 7.5 years of healing my own complex trauma. And I know I have more than one inner child. And the Page of Pentacles is the body. And it's all about the body. And the pentacle itself can relate to our unworthiness and how we feel about ourselves. And so here's, I would have been a bit surprised if a card of unworthiness did not, and there's a few of them in my deck, did not come up here in the top row, because this whole sexuality is going to talk about, how you feel about your body, and do you like your body, and do you feel worthy in your body? Do you feel worthy of having another person? Being present to another person. But you have to feel okay with yourself in order to be able to be present, like I said, to other people. And so here's a card of unworthiness. So there's unworthiness, not feeling good about your body, that is coming up right now for healing. But like I said, this is kind of divided here, this top row, because you've got this ego self, and right behind it are these healing cards for you, right? But that ego self, like I said, will keep you right up in your head. So let's go to your shadow now. Let's find out, what is it from your childhood? Where does this unworthiness come from? Because it's what's in this shadow that's driving your unworthiness that needs to be healed. And you start off with the Hangman. And the Hangman is a card. It's a major universal force here. It's like the universe wants you to, there's a different perspective here. Wants you to see everything from a different perspective here. And so there's this unworthiness that you're hanging on to. But right in your shadow here, right away comes this hanged man, and the universe is saying, we need to look at what's in here. There's a different perspective, and to clarify this hanged man, you have the devil in reverse. And the devil card refers to, usually when it's not in your shadow, it talks about those things that we're attached to, like addictions and things that we will use to numb our pain. But this is coming in your shadow. It's from your childhood here. So what is the pain here? Well, it's the pain of not being able to. It's in reverse here. Of not being able to form attachments when you were younger. Not being able to have authentic relationships when you were younger here. And so that's the perspective that you need to see. This new perspective is like you weren't allowed to, you weren't shown how to form authentic relationships here. And so if you are younger and you're not allowed, you weren't shown that. You weren't shown what a real relationship was. If you were not treated like you mattered, that's where that comes from. Then you're going to feel unworthy. If you weren't shown what it means to feel worthwhile in someone else's eyes, you weren't shown that. And here's the Knight of Wands here. And so the Knight of Wands behind it is the Knights in my deck are, I call my freedom fighters. They're fighting for freedom. This is the part of you, and we all have this part. Who doesn't want to be free? It's the part of you that wants to be free to be you, free to be authentic, free to have authentic relationships. And it's the wand. It's the part that wants to be free to be creative in the direction that you want to go into. It's the part of you that wants to put yourself first. It's the part of you that wants to do what you want to do, right? But it's in reverse here. And so if our knights are in reverse, and that part of you that wants to be free and didn't have the freedom to be authentic, to be themselves and do what they wanted to, it's an adolescent part of us actually. So if you think about an adolescent and they're told that, no, you can't do this, or no, you can't, have that relationship you want to have, or do what you want to do, or be authentic, they're going to be angry as frick. And they're also carry a lot of hopelessness, depending on, maybe they're not allowed to get angry because they were told they weren't allowed to. So that could all, then, that would lead to hopelessness. So I'm wondering here if you're sitting in some real hopelessness here, or if not, you could have some ungrounded anger here. There's some anger that wants to come out here because, of this not being able to form these authentic relationships and be you, be authentic with yourself first and foremost. And here you have the Queen of Pentacles that's buried here right in the last card. The Queen of Pentacles is this feminine side to us. You're very much here in your masculine side. The ego is the masculine side here. So like we've already established that you're very much in your head with this unworthiness that you feel about yourself. It's like you're stuck up here. But this Queen of Pentacles, she's the feminine side to us. We have a masculine side and we have a feminine side. Doesn't matter what gender we are, but this queen, this feminine side of us, she lives through her body. Because I said the body is a pentacle. She knows what she's worth. She loves her body. She's not afraid to ground herself. She's not afraid to get back into her body. And she's not afraid to feel what she needs to feel. She was not afraid to feel her unworthiness. She's not afraid to feel this Ace of Cups that wants to come to you right now. And so how are you going to start to heal this unworthiness that you feel about yourself? This part of you that wants to be able to have authentic relationships. Where do you begin with this? And so here's the advice from the tarot. So first of all, we start off with, well, you have these 4 cards that came out as, these main cards here. So we're going to see where this takes us. I don't think I have to clarify it, but you have the High Priestess here. And the High Priestess is a feminine card. And she's from the Major Arcana. And she's actually number 2. She is the second half of, well, the first half, sorry. She's the first half of the feminine energy in the Major Arcana. So the feminine energy, the feminine side, the feminine part of the Major Arcana is split. There's not just one card. It's split into 2 between the High Priestess and then the Empress card that follows this, number 3. Now, it's interesting you didn't get number 3 because number 3 talks about the feminine quality of emotions and feeling our emotions. This one, this card, and it's in reverse here because the universe wants you to get in touch with this part. And it's blocked here. It's blocked in you. And this is the card of your intuition, your higher wisdom, your inner guidance. And you can't reach this unless you're in your body. And the tarot here wants you to get back in your body so you can reach your intuition, your inner guidance. It's going to tell you a lot about where you need to go to heal and what direction you need to take next. Because you've got this Knight of Wands, and the Knight of Wands talks about the direction you want to go into. So there's really a big part of you in your shadow that's wanting to take your life in some new direction here. But this is really something you need to work on, the King of Swords. Oh, here's the other king. I knew there was another king in here. I was looking for it, and it was because I get confused with the K and the KN in this deck. KN is the knight, and this is the king. So there was another king. I thought there was 2 kings in here, and I looked and was like, so this is the King of Swords. Now, so here's your ego self coming out again. So on one hand, you've got, this High Priestess, which is your intuition, your inner guidance, this feminine energy of getting back in your body and getting in touch with your intuition. Everybody has intuition. It's beautiful quality, but it's not that easy to access, actually. You have to be in your body to get to it, like I said. But this Knight of Swords will come out. Here's your ego self. And he's the king, sorry, not knight, King of Swords. And swords has everything to do with your mental thoughts, right? What you feel about yourself. And it has everything to do with the sword has everything to do with your authenticity and who you are. And so this ego self right here, you have to be really careful of it because it's, like I said, you're in your masculine energy. You have the King of Wands, which is, about your direction, going into a different direction for yourself. And this one will come in and say, well, it's about the sword, about your authenticity. And it's going to come in and it's going to tell you about this is all bullshit. That, there is no authentic self. This is you. The person that you believe you are is you. But it's not true because you're very much in your head and you're believing that you're unworthy. But that's not who you are. But this ego self will want to keep you there. It will want to keep you in your head. It's not going to want to get you to get back in your body and get in touch with your inner guidance that we all have. This authenticity stuff, it wants nothing to do with it. It's petrified. Because authenticity says, well, we got to get in touch with our emotions to find out who we really are. And the ego self, like I said, it's a petrified part. It does not want to go into emotions. But the tarot wants you. Here's the Hermit card, which is blocked again. And I know there's the ego self will block this. It will not want you to go inwards. This is what the Hermit card is, and it's in reverse. The Hermit card talks about taking time out, becoming still, grounding into your body, and going inwards and feeling these feelings of unworthiness that need to be healed, and sitting with them, and journaling from them, and healing them, and grieving from them, because you have this page that needs to be healed right here, and our pages need to be heard, and they need to grieve from the pain that they feel, this unworthiness that they feel. And finally, the Death card comes out in reverse here. And what does the Death card mean? What does the Death card mean? Well, the Death card means that, unfortunately, there are people in our life. There are things in our life that need to go. That, need to die. Not in that sense, but just need to go out of our life. Need to no longer be part of our life, and it's in reverse here. So I'm wondering if you realize that, there are people in your life that we need to walk away from, that we need to let go, or things we need to let go. So what is it? Because it's blocked here. Everything's blocked here in your bottom row. So there's like something that you really need to look at this. What is it that is, sometimes we can be with people, whether it be a partner, whether it be friends, whether it be our family of origin, or just family in general. Who is it around us that is keeping us believing, making us continuing to believe that we are unworthy and we're not worth much? And those are the type of people. Those are the people that we need to let go, walk away from, because they will continue to keep us in that pattern of feeling that we are unworthy about ourselves. And so that's what this message is about, is, you need to start to feel. You have to heal this unworthiness, but there's something in your life that you need to let go. And that was the last message here, because they're kind of keeping you there. They're keeping you in that, preventing you from healing and feeling good about yourself. And so what's the last card here, Leo, for you? It's an oracle card. And we're going to look at what it is. It's number 38. It's lizard spirit. And so the lizard spirit says, dream the world into being. When was the last time you basked in the sun and allowed yourself to daydream, to imagine what might be and who you might become? Lizard spirit appears when you are called to let your imagination flow and dream something new. Inspiration is available to you if you are willing to slow down and let your eyes close a little, allowing ideas to dance in your head. What might come into being if you were to pursue your dream? How might you grow and expand if you allowed yourself to dare to believe in the impossible, making it possible for first in your dreaming mind and then in the world as you co-create with spirit? Give into the power of imagination, and soon your dream will become clearer. The steps will reveal themselves. Dream it and be it. Spirit asks you to dare to dream big. Are you ready to dream big? I want you to have compassion for yourself for what you're working through. This is a very difficult journey, but it's the most important one in your life, Leo. So I want you to take care, and I'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye.